it's going crazy. This is a
But it's
sensitive
crazy
subject.
that happened at the same day. Josh Sweat, like well, not the same day. The next day, it's just crazy because when the Josh Sweat injury happened, that freaked me out. I'm like, huh?
That's a good point, man. That's a good point.
They were saying at one point he couldn't move in his lower body. Josh Sweat couldn't.
Yeah, like them neck injuries and all of that, man. That's crazy, man. That's why you gotta wrap it up when you on the field, man. You just gotta get the win while you out there. Like all these extra games we having to play, shit's crazy.
Yes, but I mean, this whole scenario, like, it really put a bad taste in my mouth. Like, it's just so many scary moments. Like, even this season, Tua.
Right.
Now, this guy, even the situation with Josh Sweat, it just makes everything so scary. But
they say we live.
Yeah, we all live.
Oh, I didn't even know. I'm just talking. I didn't even know.
We was already talking, so I was just like, you know, they can get it real raw behind the scenes. But Monday night, I'm just so glad I did not see that live. Like, because we were doing a live at the time. And if I saw that live, I mean, I can't even imagine having to watch that play live. Like,
I saw it live. And I just didn't know what happened. You know, when dudes drop to the ground,
yeah.
My initial reaction was, all right, he just making sure that he ain't pulled nothing or something like that. But then when you start seeing the reaction around everybody else, then you know it was serious. Because I've been in like combat situations in Afghanistan like that, to where like you trying to get somebody some help and you just frantic. So that's when I knew it was serious. And to see somebody out there having to get CPR, man, that's just crazy, man. You gotta. You know what I mean? You just got to keep him in your prayers, man, him and his family.
Yeah, I mean, I've been praying hard for that dude. I mean, I don't like talking about stuff like that because I mean, all we can do is literally just pray. I mean, if you believe in a higher being, all we can do is pray. Like, I don't want to speculate on his situation. I don't know anything, but it's just so, do you think, like, the game, like praying that he's 100%. When do you think that they would play that game? Like,
I don't know. I think as soon as you get like the green light that's saying like he cool, like he's you know, it's not, his life isn't in jeopardy no more. Then I think you could start like talking about the game again, because you gotta like so like I got PTSD from combat.
Yeah.
And that, like, seeing certain stuff can affect you. Like, them guys going to see that for a long time. It's going to replay for a long time. So, you know what I mean? You might be reluctant to, like, make a tackle full speed for a very long time after seeing something like that. Because you never know who's dealing with what. You know what I mean? He got hit in the chest and his heart stopped. You know what I mean? Like, that can happen to anybody on any given play. And that could trigger, like, some fear in you. So, like, these guys, I think a lot of these dudes going to need counseling, me personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people start crying, you know what I mean? Like, that, like, first of all, like, you can see, like, from what Mike Tomlin said earlier today, how Miles Sanders is reacting to it. Like, I didn't know him and Miles Sanders were close friends like that. They're from the same area. Like, he was a solid individual. So when things happen to solid people, like, you know what I mean? I could take, like, who was the last tragedy to a solid person? Probably like Nipsey Hussle, how like everybody just felt mad for like months. You know what I mean? This is like one of them situations. So I think the game don't even matter for real. Like,
everybody like, even though he was playing on the Bills, like you were saying, all those dudes, they're interconnected somehow, especially when they're coming out the same class. They played at the same football camps. They went to, you know, the same workouts. Some of them had the same trainers. Like you were saying about Miles Sanders, he went to Pitt, so I'm sure he got some ties to Kenny Pickett. So it's just, man, I don't even know how they could just even go out there. I don't even know how they go back out there, period. Like, just knowing given play, bro, any given play, something like that can happen.
But when you think about it like that, it's like that really every Sunday, which is why, you know, like, the way that things are shaping out for the Philadelphia Eagles, by us not handling our business, we have to play, 2 pointless games in a row when we could have sealed the deal against Dallas. You really should have sealed it last week. Now you got to come out there and play 2 more games. Regardless, you was going to have to play. You know what I mean? It don't matter if it's a starter or a bench person, but when you're looking at high contributors having to go out there and play when they could have been resting, and somebody that didn't get to play as much all season could have had the opportunity to get some tape. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. So I just feel like, you know, the real learning lesson for this is you just can't take no seconds on the field for granted. You know what I mean? You just can't take no seconds on the field for granted. You got to go out there, play free, and just, you know, try to get that win. You know what I mean? It's just so crazy because you really can't avoid this. Like, how can you avoid that?
And my thing, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just so many situations. Like, in football, it's a violent, vicious sport that put bad taste in your mouth. And like I'm saying, even with us, that whole Josh Sweat situation, like, your teammate, your friend, your brother is getting rushed to the hospital and you supposed to just go out there and play. Like, that's just
and it was like a little, I'm not sure how the NFL handled it. I don't want to speculate, but from what I was watching live, it was like the guys are going to get 5 minutes to warm up. Then I saw Stephon Diggs trying to like hype the fellas up and all of that. I mean, that lasted for like a minute, but then that quickly faded away. I mean, then I heard Troy Vincent say that like we didn't give nobody 5 minutes. So if I'm gonna listen to Troy, I'm gonna take Troy word for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you just can't go out there and play without knowing if somebody's okay. It just don't make no sense. I mean, 5 minutes, man. That was a joke if that was true, because
and that's like treating them not even like humans, bro. Because even when it's not a life or death injury, but the way like somebody goes down and they just go jump right to a Mercedes-Benz commercial, like, oh, we'll be back. Some man down on the field, we'll be back. Like, dang, this is a human. Like, somebody in pain. The way that they car him off, next dude out, resume play. It's just like, dang, could we take a minute for some
injuries? Right. That's how they used to operate. Because usually, you know, a guy gives a thumbs up to the crowd, like, all right, I'm hurt, but you know what I mean? I'm responsive. Like, when it's somebody that's not responsive, like, how can you play? Nobody cares about the magnitude of the game. It was a big game when it started. I ain't gonna lie. It looked like it was about to be a classic. And then that happened. So like the game just don't even matter no more. Like Buddy, man, we got to get Buddy back healthy, man. We got to get him, you know, we got to get him back, man. You know what I mean? He was a good person. You could tell, like, on and off the field, the way he handled himself. You know what I mean? Mike Tomlin talked about knowing him since he was 12. Like, some people are just special. You know what I mean? And I believe he had a special aura around him, which is why the impact is so strong.
I see somebody in the comments saying something about Skip. Dudes like Skip Bayless, I don't even give them no attention, because all he is doing is seeking attention when he does and says stuff like that. That's why I don't like reacting to stuff like that. Like, he will do and say anything, literally. No ethics, no morals. He'll say anything for a click. The only way he can be stopped is if y'all stop talking about the man, say something crazy.
Facts. And you know, I think social media like desensitized a lot of people too. Like Skip don't feel nothing.
He don't.
You know what I mean? He wake up and just get to say whatever he want in the morning, man. He don't feel nothing. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a fantasy football championship. The dude I'm playing against, you know what I mean? He got Josh Allen. Me and him ain't even talk about it. Like, this is the first time I'm letting people know, like, how the last week's game affected, you know, what could happen in our fantasy football league. Me and him ain't even message about it, because we don't care. You know what I mean? It ain't that deep. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, people worrying about refunds. The NFL got to go on, bro.
People asking about refunds.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Like, the NFL is not going to stop. One game being postponed is not going to hurt the bottom line of the NFL. You know what I mean? This, if anything, this should show the players how much power they got.
Exactly.
At any given time, if they say I don't want to play, nothing moves. You know what I mean? It's other situations to where they could have exercised this if it was the players who made the final decision. Like, this just showed everybody how much power that the players got. You know what I mean? The commissioner, the owners, they don't have the same power that these guys got.
Oh, no
if they say I want to go to the hospital with my teammate, the game over, and everybody just got to deal with it.
Man, this is tough, because it's like this kind of situation, like the whole football world is feeling right now. Like, and somebody said in the comments, like Kobe Bryant, like how the whole NBA at one moment was feeling one thing, and it's just tough. It really is tough, like, to think about your own situation when it comes to like the Eagles, when it's something much larger going on. You kind of know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was saying this ain't a Bill situation, man. Every NFL team changed their social media picture to to Hamlin. You know what I mean? Everybody is focusing on Hamlin right now. You know what I mean? Dude's not about to give 110% in practice this week. Like Miles Sanders is a running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's his homie. You think Miles Sanders is gonna be all the way there until he found out if his homie is okay? And that's a natural reaction. Yeah. You know what I mean? That is what it is. That is a natural reaction. You can't be mad about that. Skip Bayless, when Dak Prescott brother passed or whatever, he was basically alluding to the fact that Dak being weak because of that. That's why I'm like, Skip Bayless don't feel nothing, man.
And I'm saying at the end of the day, weak what? Because you didn't want to play a game. It's a game. Like outside of our like pleasure and enjoyment we get from it, it's just a game. Like going to the amusement park. Like people have real lives outside of football. Like it's just a game at the end of the day. It's supposed to be for fun. Like you shouldn't have to thug through something. Like if you have something going on in your personal life, like that's what I don't think people understand, like separating those two.
Yeah, and it seemed to be so hard for people to do. You know what I mean? I think some of these people need to go outside, touch some grass, go out to dinner, have a drink. They need to do like real life stuff. You know what I mean? Instead of sitting in front of computer screens and just saying the most outlandish things for attention. You know what I mean? In 2023, we got to start ignoring these guys.
And that's what I'm trying to tell them. We gonna get to the Eagles in a second, but lastly, what do you think? Like I just feel like in about 30 years, football gonna be gone, bro. It's just I'm dead. It's just not sustainable. Like it's not sustainable. Like I would never have my child playing football. Like as much as I love football, as much as I would love to like watch my child succeed, I'm not saying it's a guarantee my child gonna be good at football, but I just can't be on the sidelines watching my child get hit for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not sustainable at all. And then you got to look at it. I look at it from like a different perspective. Like the guys that get paid the most are the guys that got to take the hits. So what do you want to what do you want to grow up being for real? You want to grow up being a running back, a ball carrier. Right. But you got to understand that this ball carrier got 12 dudes trying to hit him. So it's looking like it's not sustainable. Guys having the type of concussions that Tua had this season. You know what I mean? That's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. The long-term effects of that when Tua turned like 40, who knows what those could be? You know what I mean? And in the NFL, they can. You can't stop certain things in this kind of sport. You just can't stop it. You can design all the helmets you want, but the head is not designed to bounce off the ground. You know what I mean? Nobody's designed to get hit in the chest full speed. It's just not what the body is designed for. So it's looking like it's not sustainable, but I'll tell you one thing, it ain't going nowhere in 30 years. Because the money is why it's going to stay around for sure.
You already see how they're already moving away from some of the rules. Like even in my lifetime, how much the rules have changed, how much it's softened, even with the freaking roughing the passer. Like it's going to have to keep getting softer, and the softer it gets, the worse it's going to be. And we know that. Like it's terrible, like the head bouncing, but that's necessary for a good football game. Now, it's not natural. It shouldn't happen. But if we are going to have football, what makes football good is the aggressiveness, the toughness, the action. And if you take that out because of the dangers, it ain't the same. That's all I'm saying. So
no, I agree. I agree. That's why you start seeing guys passing for 5,000 yards so frequently, 40 touchdowns, because the quarterback is protected. You know what I mean? The rules change. You know what I mean? You see, I could count on one finger this year how many times. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles really didn't get too many roughing the passer penalties this year, but it's happened a lot. You know what I mean? Where guys just get a sack and it looks aggressive and they throw the flag on it, and it kind of always happens at a bad time. And sometimes them things can determine the game. It's just the way the game played now, man. Who knows what's gonna happen?
All right, we got our own injured guy.
You talking about CJ?
I'm talking about a lot of dudes, but mainly Jay.
Right.
So, Brunson, how are you feeling? Like, temperature check. How are you feeling? Just brutally honest. about the Eagles right now.
This might you know what? This might sound selfish. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 though. This might sound selfish, but I feel good. I feel damn good because they told me that anybody could do what Jalen Hurts do. They was wrong. You know what I mean? I feel good. Think about 2017. In 2017, we was real shaky closing out that season. Remember? Nick Foles came in looking like who knows what he was looking like. He had to get it together. Same situation. Well, kind of different now. Your guy is coming back. You know what I mean? He's coming back to get you that #1 seed and to get the division crown. Now, what I am disappointed in is I'm disappointed in Jonathan Gannon. I'm highly disappointed in Gardner Minshew.
I get the first few drives in the Saints game, but the way Jonathan Gannon adjusted, we gave up 0 points defensively in the second half. So I don't get why y'all so pissed at Jonathan Gannon.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because in a must-win game, you can't wait till the second half to adjust.
But
you got to
LB 13 points, bro.
Now listen. Him
gave up.
They both got to take blame. Both sides of the ball got to take blame for that. But you can't wait that long. Andy Dalton 14 for 14, Symone. Okay, stop it. He trash. That ain't supposed to happen.
Brunson. We can break down. Like I get Andy Dalton's stat line and Taysom Hill's stat line is atrocious. That's looking in with the magnifying glass. When you zoom back and look at the big picture, we shut them out in the second half. But the defense kept going out and kept pounding, even when the offense came out third and short. I mean, not third and short. Third and out, three and out. The morale.
This is my problem, though. My problem is if you got a game plan that could go for the kill, you do that in the beginning of the game. You see what I'm saying? Dak Prescott completed every pass against the zone. You don't. Then you follow that up with letting Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill do it. They don't have no wide receivers over there. You're supposed to play press man and attack them from the rip. They didn't score in the second half. They probably don't score the whole game if you go out there like that. And then we only need.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? We only need a field goal to beat them. You know what I mean? We come out with the kill.
That's
but
true.
you know, Minshew trash too. He's not gonna be let off the hook because with all them damn weapons, you going 4 straight 3 and outs. That's terrible. We almost became the first team in the NFL this season to not have a first down in the first half after being the most explosive offense while Jalen Hurts was in the first half of football. Minshew threw 3 picks. A lot of them picks went for points. You know what I mean? Minshew is trash, hot garbage. We were lied to. You know what I mean? So about Gardner Minshew.
Not even lied to.
We was lied to, Symone. I was lied to.
We were, as we should have been, we were optimistic. We were optimistic about Minshew. There's nothing wrong about being optimistic. Nobody lied to us. Who lied to us about Minshew?
I feel betrayed because I'm telling you, I feel betrayed because he is supposed to beat the Saints. The Cowboys game, I'm fine with that L. I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed.
Okay, I can see that because my whole thing with Gardner Minshew, man didn't even look like he ever played quarterback.
You see what I'm saying?
I knew this game was over. I'm dead. I'm not being dramatic. I have witnesses. I knew this game was over after the 3rd drive. I knew it was over. Even when the defense kept coming out, kept us in this game, I knew it was over. And the thing that made me so mad about Minshew, it didn't even seem like he was giving the playmakers a chance. What we learned in the Dallas game was Minshew is sorry, but AJ fired, Devontae fired, and Dallas fired, and they're going to make him look better given the opportunity. Minshew wasn't even getting the ball off to give AJ Brown a chance to make a play, to give Devontae a chance to be an acrobat and make a good catch. Like,
you know who he looked like? Carson Wentz. He held on to the ball too long. Sat back there and took atrocious sack after atrocious sack. Think about it like this. Gardner Minshew, in the last 2 starts that he just had against the Cowboys and the Saints, I believe AJ and Smitty both had 100 yards receiving back to back. And how you lose? How do you lose? With both your wide receivers getting 100 yards receiving. How do you lose?
So
it's unacceptable to me.
there's a whole narrative going around that it wasn't Gardner Minshew. It was us not running the ball. Gardner Minshew had over 30 pass attempts. It's people saying the coaching failed Gardner Minshew. We should have been running the ball more. It's people saying it's Gardner Minshew. I feel like it's both. Should we have been running the ball more? Abso-freaking-lutely. But at the same time, all the weapons that we have, as we saw in the Dallas game, like I keep saying, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert were the shining light in the Dallas game. They showed that they can make plays on horrible balls, on horrible passes from Gardner Minshew. So I don't see why Gardner regressed so much over a week.
I think I got an answer for that. It's called a 50-50 ball for a reason. It's going to work half the time. Half of the time, it's not going to work. He didn't throw anybody open in the last 2 weeks that we saw. I have not seen Gardner Minshew throw somebody open or put a ball on somebody to where they
do that. You know he ain't doing that.
This is why I feel betrayed. They told me his arm was so much light years ahead of Hurts. We saw the little preview from the Jets game last year.
And the Jets were soup last year.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. This morning I'm going back and forth with Brian Westbrook on Twitter. I'm like, remember what you said? Anybody can see that he was trash against the Saints. Bruh, they told me that the offense would move better with Gardner Minshew last year. Why is that not the case with more weapons this year against the Saints team that Jalen Hurts would have beat last year? I feel absolutely betrayed. I do. You know what I mean? I do. I didn't see him throw nobody open in 2 weeks. I didn't see him make that one dynamic dot on the sideline. I mean, Smitty, we know Smitty got twinkle toes on the sideline. We know Smitty gonna do stuff like that, no matter who throwing him the ball. I seen him miss a wide open Quez Watkins in the Dallas game. You know what I mean? All the wide open throws, he don't make them throws. You know what I mean? And that, I don't want to be too hard on Gardner Minshew. I knew he was cheeks before he even got in the game, but it's a combination of a lot of things. It ain't really all Gardner Minshew. It's play calling in the Saints game, the defense in the first half, which put us in a hole anyway, knowing that we got a quarterback who can't move the ball out there.
Come on, Brunson.
It was a lot of stuff.
Y'all going too hard on the defense, bro. You talking about put us in a hole, a 13-point hole, and the defense gave up no. But what more you want from the darn? They only gave up 13 points. They only gave up one touchdown, and that was also with some trickery.
We've been spoiled. We've been spoiled, Symone. We've been spoiled. I'm gonna tell you why. We used to. Jalen could come out of a 13-point hole.
Going down 7-0, and mind you, it was some penalties on that drive. It was all that trickery with Taysom Hill doing all that trickery on that touchdown drive. I'm not even mad at the touchdown drive because the Saints do have all that darn trickery with Now, one thing we should have known when Taysom Hill was coming in, he's going to be running the goddamn ball. I don't get why he could come in and run the ball so much. I feel like 90% of the time when Taysom Hill is in under center, he's running.
We should be absolutely furious at that touchdown drive. Furious. Taysom Hill did a QB keeper 3 times in a row. We should be furious. People going to agree with Symone. I get it. People feel sorry. Forget it.
You going too hard, bro.
I don't think so.
I'm stuck on you saying put the offense in a hole.
That was a hole.
Hole.
So who's saying 7? Somebody just said 7. It was 13.
7-0, bro. We should have. Do you realize? And this one got me so darn pissed at Minshew, bro. Nobody asked Gardner Minshew to drop 20 points. Nobody asked him to put up 30, 35. All he had to do was get us 16 points. All he had to do was get us to the field goal range, bruh. 55-yard field goal.
Were we ever in the red zone at all?
All he had to do was get Jake Elliott near his range. Nobody was asking him to score 3 touchdowns. Could you get us 40 yards?
I don't think we ever were in the red zone.
We were
that
in the
entire
red
game.
zone
Not think about it. Okay, we got 3 points out of it.
Remember.
I mean, I can't listen. The defense takes less of the blame.
Less of the blame.
They take less of the blame, but they are not off the hook.
13
No. The first, I'm telling you, the first. Okay. Why do you think we got booed in the first half? We got booed. The defense got booed off the field
because of the offense, Brunson. It was the offense that got booed. We got booed because we had 1 first down.
I was booed on both sides of the ball. Andy Dalton was carving us up, Symone, carving us up like a holiday ham. It was pathetic. He was finding wide open people across the middle of the field. Jonathan Gannon took too long. Listen, let Jonathan Gannon do that in the playoffs. We'd be going home in the first round. If he wait to the second half to adjust against Tom Brady or something like that, it's a wrap. You got to adjust by series in the playoffs.
Again, you zooming in too close. If in any playoff game, we shut a team out, if the defense shuts a team out in the second half, that's it. I have no blame on the defense. I don't care if the defense give up 20 points in the first half. If they shut them out in the second half, the offense need to find a way to win the game. They keep handing you, walking off the field, puffing and puffing. Javon was on the sideline, gasping for air, and had to go right back out there.
You've been spoiled, Symone. Teams don't put up.
Spoiled.
No, I'm being realistic. You've been spoiled. Teams don't put up 20 points in the second half. A 20-point hole is hard to climb out of in the NFL, no matter who you are. You've been spoiled because Jalen Hurts has not been doing that to us. You say you've been spoiled.
You are spoiled.
Well, yeah, I am.
The defense only gave up 13 points, and they're still on your list.
What about the Dallas game? They was getting cooked.
Yeah, in the Dallas game, I was pissed. This game, I was not.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
No,
that's fair.
I was pissed off in the Dallas game. Pissed.
That's fair.
That's why I was impressed this game, because I'm like, oh, them boys tightened up. Now, you can look at the stats and you can zoom in, but at the end of the day, they were not getting any points. I don't care if he threw for 500 yards. If they only had 13 points, that's 13 points.
So you give it more to blame to Gardner because you think Gardner should have been able to get some drives together.
Range. Yes.
I ain't mad at that. Okay. I ain't mad at that.
Gardner Minshew.
I ain't mad at that.
All he had to do was get a 6 point. All he had to do was get Jake Elliott in range.
I ain't mad at that because that's absolutely correct.
Nobody was put up 28 points again like Dallas. We needed 16.
Okay, so let me change my answer then. I don't blame the defense. I blame Jonathan Gannon. Is that okay? Because it took him too long to get into the defense that I knew all week he should have played, which was press man. They have no Haason Reddick was in the flats covering a wide receiver, Olave. Flats covering Olave.
I'm not saying the defense was perfect. The defense was surely flawed, and the defense had my heart stopping. The defense had me pissed. Yeah, they did. I don't even know that guy's name who was catching all them passes. I don't even know his name. The dude who was catching all them dang passes. Not Chris Olave, not Alvin Kamara. Some dude who I never heard of.
I think his name's like Isaiah or something like that, the fast dude.
It was like a J, I thought. I thought his last name started with a J. Needless to say, I was pissed at the defense early on. But in the second, when we won the third quarter, I said, we won the third quarter. We put up 10 points, gave up 0. At that point, going into the fourth, it was 10-13. Defense was crappy in the first half and gave up 0. You telling me you can't get us in the field goal range twice?
All right, listen.
You to get us in the field goal range twice.
That's why I like these collabs. You just changed my mind. It was 10-13. He had one job to do.
The third quarter.
One job to do. You're right. He had one job to do. And let's not
move the ball 40 yards. Hell, Jake Elliott could have kicked the 60-yarder. He saw how desperate we were, LB. Jake Elliott would have stepped up.
I think so. And not to mention, we were only down 3 when he threw the pick 6, which has caused a whole bunch of controversy that everybody is it Minshew? AJ ran a lazy route. This is my thing with Gardner Minshew in the pick 6. How do you not look at your star wide receiver before you snap the ball on a route that's supposed to go to him? If AJ Brown got the flexibility, which he damn sure earned with 1,400 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns, to say they sitting on this, don't go here, work the other side of the field, you need to be looking at him at all times. Who the hell do you think you are? that you could just not look over there, throw the ball, and you know that it's going to be there. Come on, you don't know who Marshon Lattimore is?
You giving him too much credit still.
Ooh.
Look,
ooh.
the fact, after watching this whole, before I even knew that AJ Brown told him, no, bruh, no. Before I even knew that, why the heck was Gardner Minshew even comfortable throwing that ball so close to the other team's end zone? Why was but see, that's okay. That's not a Gardner Minshew problem. That is coaching. You're supposed to run right there. I'm not sure if we ran on the first play of that drop. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
We just came right out and threw the pick six, first play of the drop.
No. I think we might have ran on that first one. We might have ran. The pick six was not the first play. There was a play before that. So we probably did run, and it was probably a short game. I think it was a short game.
But it's so many different other possibilities, man. When you look at that play again, and you look at the right side of the field where I think it was Goddard, Smitty, and I think Quez out there. That's prime real estate to run a bubble screen.
After the game you played, Minshew, why would you feel so comfortable throwing in the direction of Marshon Lattimore? Why? Who do you think you are, bro? So close, right there in pick six territory.
Now look at the situation that we're in.
Got me pissed.
Listen, everybody think we sweet right now. The Dallas Cowboys, they think they about to win the division.
Okay, and second of all, I don't like talking about the little boys. But since you brought them up, I don't get why they even comfortable running off at the mouth. Y'all had 4 bad games in a row. Texans game, barely got out. Jags game, had to go to overtime. Our game, even with 4 turnovers and Minshew, we still had a drive to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
In your last game against the JV practice squad Titans, y'all looking just as funky, fishy, in the light as we are. So don't be going off running at the mouth. They looking even sweeter than we are. We just semi-sweet chocolate. They full of candy sweet.
Okay, so this is the situation that we're in right now. Which I don't think is going to happen. I don't even like to talk about it. If we lose to the Giants, we got to go see Tom Brady on the road. And the Dallas Cowboys win the division. And I think they win the number 1 seed. Everything goes through Dallas.
No. Because San Fran still has the opportunity to win the number 1 seed.
If we don't win on Sunday?
San Fran only has 4 losses. Dallas has 4 losses, right?
Yeah.
So if San Fran wins and Dallas wins, it would have to go down to a tiebreaker between San Fran. If we lose, Dallas.
I think Dallas got 3.
No, they got the Bucks. They got us. They got the Packers and the Jags. They got 4.
I forgot about the Bucks.
So the best that they can do is 13 and it's how many games? 17. The best they can do is what? 13 and 4?
13 and 4. Yeah, how many wins they got now? 12?
And yes. And the San Francisco 49ers are 12 and 4. So it will come down. If San Fran wins, San Fran still has a shot as number 1 seed. Is basically all I'm saying.
Yes, we have to win. That our only shot is we win and we get everything that we came here for. And it's important, man, because we got a lot of dudes banged up. We know Jalen Hurts is probably the bigger story. Gardner Johnson, who ain't played, I think he's coming back this week too, though. Who else is banged up for us right now? It's just so many guys you can't even count it. Sweat, you know what I mean? Who went down and was horrible.
Jordan Davis, CJ Gardner Johnson, Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Robert Quinn.
Oh my God. Miles Sanders had a brace on. You know what I mean? Miles Sanders had a brace on. So I don't think 100%, which is why you could, talk about his utilization in that Saints game as well. It was just a weird loss, man. The holding call on Landon Dickerson that took away the game ball touchdown. It was just a lot of just stuff that didn't go our way. But Gardner Minshew fooled me. I'm telling you. Look, let's get the D-Rob comment. What do you say? Pull that one up. Shout out to my guy King Solace, man. Thank you, man. Always popping in. San Fran holds the tiebreaker, I believe. Also, San Fran do got a shot.
Yeah, which comment you talking about?
D-Rob, $4.99 super chat.
Oh. Man, I gotta scroll up. It's a little way up.
Yes, not that far.
I see this.
Oh, shout out to my guy Quentin Johnson. LBB going hard. I love your content. Go Cowboys. Watch your mouth with that last piece, my guy. But shout out to you. Damn, it might be too far down. I ain't know there's many comments. Hold on, wait. I'm just read it up. We found it. My guy D-Rod, man. They finessed us. Thank you for the super chat. They said all over social media the ball didn't touch the ground in practice. They could have got Al Bundy to do better. You see how they was hyping him up though? Remember, the ball, he looks good. Oh my God. Then when you interview Minshew, they put the camera in his face all week. Oh, he's feeling. He's always saying some goofy stuff. You know what I mean? And I went on the Eagles page and I said, he think it's a game. He think it's a funny time.
Yeah, why are you smiling all the goddamn time?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you see Jalen Hurts smiling? No, Jalen Hurts be looking like this. Why you cheesing grinning so dang hard? Do you not know the season on the line?
We've been spoiled. They asked Jalen Hurts how he felt about going to his hometown. This is a business trip to me. We've been spoiled with the ultimate top class of leadership. And now we got somebody here playing around. Not even looking at his wide receivers.
The most important question is Jalen playing Sunday? Because
absolutely.
Based off what? Because I have not gotten an alert that he's playing.
Listen, he got to play. He has no choice.
Last week and they didn't play him.
But see, we were fooled. They thought that I believe he was healthy. I believe he was 100%. Last week I believe he was healthy, but it's like Gardner could do this. It's the Saints. We slept, and it's going to cost us another week. I believe Jalen Hurts could have went last week. They made the decision to give Gardner another go based upon the statistical achievements that he put up against the Dallas Cowboys. But they forgot the one thing that mattered the most. He didn't get a W in the win column. You know what I mean? He ate 350. All I've been hearing, 355 passing yards. The interceptions was Quez fault. I'm like, do y'all see the balls he was throwing?
I seen this too. Thank you, OG Flash. I love Slay, but it's been too much smiling and too little big play. What you smiling for, bro? We losing.
That's what I'm saying. And this is what other people don't realize too. Somehow Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, is such a dynamic player that the whole team played better. Defense too. Mm-hmm. Because what Jalen Hurts does is Jalen Hurts ain't giving you three and outs in a row. Nope. The chain's gonna move, your defense gonna get a breather. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get some of that time of possession back when Jalen Hurts out there. Jalen Hurts, we would have put up a 50 burger on the Saints if Jalen Hurts was out there.
And Carlos says, salute y'all and prayers up to DeMar Hamlin. Now, two things that pissed me off was how do you run 2 times in first half, and 2, how the players said they responded after that Cowboys loss. Yeah, the not running the ball.
Stop it. Slay ain't washed. We ain't gonna do that.
Now, Brunson.
Listen, hold on. Listen. I can't call. Listen. Look. Back to the last comment. He talked about the effort. Hold on. He talked about the effort. It don't matter who you get. You could get the 85 Bears. If you are playing the same cover 3 zone that everybody got on film, people gonna go 14 for 14. People are going to cook you. We got cooked by Dak and then did the same thing. Now the response supposed to be in the game plan. Brunson, I don't think Slay washed.
I'm not saying he's washed, but look what he said. Slay. Ain't no big play in front of that, Brunson. We call it this man Slay now.
Where's the scheme, Symone? I'm telling you, it's the scheme. Dude, it's the scheme. Jonathan Gannon is terrified of playing the whole game the way he played the second half of the Saints game. Terrified.
Now, I'm not saying it's not the defense of scheme, but let me ask you this. Could he still make plays, though? When we need to, this was the type of game where we knew early on the defense had to give us points. We knew that. We knew the offense was not moving the ball. The offense was not scoring. I kept saying, coming out, like by the second quarter, I'm like, defense, we need some points from the defense. We need some points from the defense. Big plays, slays. You supposed to come up and help. Where's the pick six? Marshawn got one. It's Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton is known for throwing picks. Where was ours? We only got one. And that was Josiah Scott.
It's the scheme. We all know Andy Dalton throw picks. And look what happened when we played press man. He all confused, getting sacked. He holding on to the ball. When you give Andy Dalton been around, Andy Dalton, I think
watching football.
I think he might be top 10 in all-time passing yards now. I think he passed somebody. I don't know if he's top 13 or top 10 or something. That's what I'm saying, though. When you give somebody like Andy Dalton a zone, he going to go for it. Taysom Hill. They do the tight end special teams player. He was cooking us in the past game. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's the scheme. If you play press man and let Slay be responsible for one guy, that guy getting shut down. When you put Slay in zone and you got to play the trail technique, it's going to appear on film that he got cooked. But the fact of the matter is he's giving up responsibility to other areas of guys that's supposed to be covering other areas. Haason Reddick with 16 sacks was in the flats. Guarding Olave. It's the scheme. Gannon is trash. You don't want me to blame Gannon because of the second half. It took him too long to wake up.
Don't get it twisted. It was flawed severely in the first half. But I'm saying Facts. I have a lot of pissed energy. And since Gannon at least cleaned up his act, I'm not directing all of my anger towards him.
Mm-hmm.
The offense did not clean up their act. Minshew didn't clean up his act. Steichen or Nick, whoever decided not to run the dang ball, did not clean up their act. So I'm not going to keep being pissed at Gannon after this game when he cleaned up his act in the second half. He made an adjustment. Y'all scored 0 points in the first half. Y'all, what did y'all go out in the locker room and come up with? 10 more points? What's that? 10 points? And if it wasn't for that A.J. Brown heroics, that touchdown wouldn't even happen.
I don't think so either.
So that touchdown, we needed it, but it wasn't no great play calling, great throw, great nothing. It was A.J. Brown. Y'all didn't cook that up in the locker room at the half. Jonathan Gannon at least cooked something up at the half. That's all I'm saying. I'm still pissed at Gannon, but not this week.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Listen, the offensive game plan was trash, if you ask me. But I just personally expected more. I expected more out of Minshew. So, I guess we're just going to leave it at that.
I feel like the thing that has me worried is the last 3 games, we haven't been running the ball enough. It's starting with the Chicago Bears. And you can't say it's because Jalen Hurts isn't playing. Jalen Hurts opens up the run. So why wasn't we running the ball more? Why wasn't we running miles specifically in the Bears game?
That's true.
We carried it on to Dallas. Then we carried it on to the Saints. That's 3 games of bad play calling. I'm scared. Is this going to continue? I have no reason to believe it will not continue.
You don't. I mean, listen, Jalen Hurts has to play Sunday. I 100% believe he will be out there Sunday. But what's the game plan for him? I don't want to see him having no design keepers. Not too many of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see too many design keepers for Jalen Hurts. That's not what I want to see no more. The dude just got hurt. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that personally. I don't want to see. No.
Mm-mm.
I don't. And Miles Sanders, I think Miles Sanders is legitimately hurt right now. I think Miles Sanders might be a little bit hurt right now. So it's interesting to see who they give the ball to. But in the Saints game, Gainwell and Boston Scott was finding success on the edge.
They were.
You know what I mean? But we should have fed one of them.
And I'm saying, we love Miles. Miles is Miles. But also we can't, like you said, we got to be running somebody. Shoot, Gainwell. Shoot, Boston Scott. Shoot, bring up Trey Sermon. He got some young, fresh knees. Bring him up.
Everybody should be fresh, though, because Jalen Hurts has 13 rushing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts has been doing a lot of the running as well. Jalen Hurts is why Miles Sanders, honestly, as productive as he is with the amount of carries that he has. They didn't respect the edge in the Dallas Cowboys game or the Saints game. They didn't respect it. How many times has Gardner Minshew did an RPO and there was nothing but green grass in front of him? When Jalen Hurts come back, you got to at least respect it. I believe Jalen Hurts will still run. I believe you have to, keep that aspect of his game alive. But is it the safe thing to do? I mean, I think running him up the gut. Now, the option I'm cool with. Running him up the gut is just ridiculous. And that's how I think that's how he got hurt.
So
kind of running off tackle or something.
At this point, the only thing we know, because it's Tuesday night, and we haven't got a confirmation that Jalen is playing Sunday. Now, I hope and pray, but all I'm saying is I thought we should have played Jalen on the Saints game.
I agree. I agree. This is essentially a playoff game. This is a very important game. Jalen Hurts has to play. If Jalen Hurts don't play, he's more hurt than we all thought. Trust me, he playing. This is I looked at last week like this week though, because if you play him last week, he gets 2 weeks of rest.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets 2 weeks of rest. Now you have to play him and hope you could give him another week of rest. You cannot lose if you lose this game, and it's a shame that this much is on Jalen Hurts right now,
right? Because
Jalen Hurts gave us the cushion to even let it come down to this last week to still give us the opportunity for the number 1 seed. Jalen Hurts gave us this cushion. You know what I mean? We only had one loss while Jalen Hurts was the quarterback.
Y'all all failed him.
You see what I'm saying? The cushion that we still have to even have this be a possibility was provided by an MVP candidate. He got to play now because Gardner Minshew couldn't do his job against the Saints. That's the bottom line, man. I expected us to score at least 20 points on the Saints. At least 20 points.
The thing is, LP, we didn't even have to score 20.
We
needed 16.
And you needed 16 and not a pick 6. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, don't worry. Listen. Don't worry. I'm telling you what's going to happen on Sunday. I'm going to say it right here. I don't want to sit here and guarantee no win, but ain't no way on God's green earth that the New York Giants, I don't care. You can screen record. I don't care who watch. I know it's haters in here. Listen, there's no way on God's green earth the Giants are going to beat the Eagles. I don't care if they play their starters or not. They're not coming out of the link with a W. The Eagles will have the number 1 seed, and we will get the rest for a week. That's the bottom line, because you need it more than ever right now. Nobody don't want to see the Bucks. Nobody don't want to see Aaron Rodgers. Them dudes looking scary now. They looking like they old selves.
Okay. But Brunson, this whole narrative about the Bucks going around, I'm gonna have to debunk that shit. The Bucks have not been playing nobody. Let me run down their last game. Comeback win over the Panthers. Had to go to overtime with the Cardinals. Overtime with the quarterback-less Cardinals. The game before. 16-19 with the Cards.
This the thing, though.
Cards we played week 4. They got murked by the Bengals. They got murked by the Niners. And they barely beat the Saints the week before. They lost to the Browns. Before that, beat the Seahawks. Before that, barely beat the busted Rams. Why are y'all saying the Bucks is hot right now?
Playoff Tom Brady is different. We know this, Symone.
That's true. But
nobody don't want to see playoff time. And Tom Brady got certain teams' numbers. Like Tom Brady got the Cowboys' number. No matter how bad he look, he gonna win against the Cowboys. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Now I believe we could beat the Bucks, but I think Aaron Rodgers will be a scary matchup for Jonathan Gannon the second time around.
Oh shoot, yeah, the second time, hell, the first time.
It was looking scary. He was cooking.
We traded buckets the first time.
That's why we spoil you, because we had our guns. We had our guy.
Exactly, bro. Because they keep trying to say, "Oh my gosh." The way people don't be understanding how Jalen Hurts has willed us to so many goddamn wins.
Facts.
The Packers game, for a big plastered example, came out to a big lead. Defense folded. Mm-hmm. The game was looking over in the first quarter. Defense let them come back. What did Jalen do? Go into turbo mode, break records, had to end up trading buckets. The goddamn Indianapolis Colts game. Offense couldn't do nothing. Very similar to the Saints. Jalen had to take over himself in that Colts game. I'm tired of people acting like
the Jaguars game, down 14. And the rainstorm had to come back.
That's what I'm saying.
Even the first game of the season against Detroit, that was a shootout. You know what I'm saying? So, like, these are all games that Gardner Minshew would not have been able to win had he started. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's irresponsible reporting and just lazy journalism for these guys to say that anybody is it the system or is it Jalen Hurts? It's just ridiculous.
Those people are not looking at the game. Those people are looking at stats. You cannot tell me after watching the Colts game, it's not Jalen Hurts. You cannot tell me after watching the Packers game, it's not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been the only consistent thing for us all season long. There's been games where the defense has not been there. The Packers game. Why did that end up being a shootout? We had a 13-point lead over the Packers to start it out.
Yeah.
Why that end up having to be a shootout? AJ Brown had his off game here and there. Colts game, fumble. What Jalen do on the next drive? Defense comes out, keeps us in the game, just like the Saints. Jalen says, "Love you, bro, but I'm gonna do this myself."
Right, and those are all things that Jalen Hurts himself had to overcome. Fumble by AJ Brown. You know what I mean? Didn't AJ fumble the week before or something like that?
The Colts game was his. Yeah. I thought the Colts was his first fumble. Then he fumbled against the Packers.
Okay. You know what I mean? And we shook that off and kept it pushing. You got to have your level-headed leader in the game when situations like that happen. Jalen Hurts beats the Dallas Cowboys if it comes down to a last drive. Jalen Hurts gets that ball in the end zone. You know what I mean? Prime example. Remember,
had to come down to that goddamn.
I'm gonna tell you how important it is to have your leader. Remember Dak Prescott when they played the Texans? He had the thing. Grab your nuts and win the game. Everybody was all posting that everywhere. Grab your nuts and win the game. Dak was saying that after he threw 3 damn picks, 2 picks or whatever it was, he still was able to come into the huddle and get dudes refocused. That's how important a leader is. You know what I mean? That's just the bottom line. Jalen Hurts, leadership matters, man. That's one of his superstar qualities, being the leader. You know what I mean? Being the guy that can rally the troops. Nobody ain't listening to no Gardner Minshew, especially after you throw a pick 6. You still could have won it. Listen, if Jalen throw a pick 6 right there, I'm not 100% convinced the game over. If your defense gets you a 3 and out, you're only down 10. I think it was like 5 minutes left. I still see some.
It was about 4 minutes left. But
that's what I'm saying. I still see some type of chance if Jalen Hurts is the guy right there. It's been over for Gardner. He just ain't got it.
And now there's 2 scenarios. I'm just so pissed, bro. There's 2 scenarios that we know the scenarios now. Now the NFC South is locked up. We're either playing the Bucks or first round bye, and we will have one of 2 teams. I know Tom Brady is different in the playoffs, but I honestly feel like if we have Jalen Hurts, and again, like we were saying, Jalen Hurts keeping the defense rested, Jalen Hurts keeping the defense fired up, because heck, they're trotting off the field with some points after a defensive stop. The pressure pack that we've been bringing, bro, that pressure pack, bro. If the defensive line is still bringing that pack to Tom Brady, I'm comfortable.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm comfortable. And Ndamukong Suh. I'm telling you, man. And Ndamukong Suh in the playoffs is not going to leave no stones unturned. And Ndamukong Suh going to be on a mission. He don't like Aaron Rodgers. He probably don't like Tom Brady. He don't like the Dallas Cowboys. No matter who we got to play, Ndamukong Suh is just going to be one of the nastiest people on the field, regardless. That's just his nature. You know what I mean? And every time we talk about the historic run that the defensive line is on, being the first team in NFL history with 4 guys with 10 or more sacks, it makes me mad. It makes me even more mad at Jonathan Gannon, because had he had some more exotic blitz packages, some linebackers would have got some sacks too, and we would have probably been able to break the 85 Bears. We're only like 6 away from breaking the 85 Bears sacks total, but we would have been past it 2 weeks ago had he been a different type of coordinator. The defense and the star power on the defense has saved Jonathan Gannon. I'm telling you, the defense has saved Jonathan Gannon. All of them, Gardner Johnson, Bradbury, and Slay, they have saved Jonathan Gannon. Because if it wasn't this amount, last year Jonathan Gannon ran the same damn scheme. We was barbecue chicken underneath, giving up 80% completion percentage to everybody who was a top, anybody. It don't even matter, man. Derek Carr, 80% on us. He just got benched. He ain't do that all year to nobody. Patrick Mahomes, okay. I think Dak did it to us twice. You know what I mean? Who else last year? Tom Brady cooked us. What's the other guy named Herbert? Everybody was having their best game this season against us last year. It is Jonathan Gannon, Symone. It's Jonathan Gannon.
I mean, we know it's Jonathan Gannon. Like, we know what our problem is. Again, but we just know how things are different when we have Jalen Hurts. Even in this game, like, we know Jonathan Gannon is severely flawed. Like, we can't, there's no denying that. But, Brunson, we cannot deny that even with all those flaws, even with Andy Dalton being darn near perfect, we still only gave up 13 points.
True.
And we shut them out in the second half.
This is the thing. We've lost games. We've won games like this before by giving up, giving up some stupid points and then shutting them down later in the second half of the game. The Colts game, for example, Jonathan Taylor was cooking us that first drive. He cooked us that first drive. I think he had 60 yards. He had 60 yards rushing. You know what I mean? In the first half, and a touchdown. Second half, we stopped them, we shut them down, and Jalen Hurts was able to will us to a win with some help from the defense. Minshew just ain't built like that. J Love, thank you for the super chat. He said, y'all, let me read this real quick. He said, y'all saying this Hurts. Well, if Hurts impact us this much, the 49ers are better. You can plug and play any quarterback in, they don't lose a step. Hurts returning won't fix all these issues. He may be hesitant and rusty. I ain't buying that, man. I'm not buying.
Say a fully healthy Eagles team with Jalen Hurts, they are not better. Their play calling is better. Their system is better, but we have the better overall offense when we have Jalen Hurts, bro. J Love 47.
Purdy. Listen, San Fran will be one and done. San Fran is going to be one and done.
Okay,
Mark my words.
First of all, you weren't here talking too zesty on my line, LP. You talking
they're
too
going to be one and done. San Fran will be one and done
right now, bro.
As long as if San Fran run into Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be one and done. If they run into the Cowboys, they're going to beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys just sweet meat in the playoffs. But San Fran, I think they're going to be one and done.
It's a wee bit too confident for me, LB. If you're just a wee.
I ain't saying we're going to do it to them, but if they run into us, I think we're going to get them out. I don't believe in Purdy.
I don't believe in Purdy either.
Right.
But what's his name? Who was before Purdy? What's the dude?
Jimmy G?
Jimmy G ain't G either. But the play calling, the system.
Facts.
They were
that defense nasty.
Jimmy G is buns, bro. But they
this
hold on. You go ahead.
This is what I think though. I think that we can at least score. I think we can at least score like 25 with Jalen Hurts on them. I don't think Purdy will be able to score 25 on us. I don't know where Symone just went. She'll probably be back in a minute. Let me read some of these super chats real quick. Some things I've been missing them. Got J Love. Come back to you real quick. I'm not worried about. Listen, Jalen Hurts coming back. I have no worries in the world, man. No worries in the world. But this is a must-win game. Shane L, thank you for the follow-up super chat. I think we should play our starters, even if the Giants sit their starters, especially you got to play your starters regardless. You're the must-win. Listen, the Eagles got to play their starters. Therefore, the Dallas Cowboys got to play their starters. It is what it is. Everybody got to play their starters. San Fran, the Eagles, everybody got to play their starters. Nobody can rest. The Giants can rest because the number one seed ain't there. Shane, thank you for the over super chat. I can't put it on the screen because Symone controlling his joint. My guy Silas, man, it's the scheme. He's playing 7 yards off ball, plus he rarely gets targeted. Slay isn't washed. Slay ain't washed. Jersey boy, thank you for the super chat. That GM was a disgrace yesterday. We're going to lock it. We're going to lock in when Hurts play this week. Everything is going to be all right, y'all. Coaches got to wake up. I agree. Cool Eagle, thank you for the super chat. People don't understand how loose cover 3 is. Cover 3 is the loosest coverage that you can play. It's extremely loose. I think that was all of them. There's another joint down here somewhere. LB, please rank the coaching staff, Dallas, Philly, San Fran in order.
San Fran.
Facts.
I just know San Fran. I don't know between
right. I'm gonna give San Fran the slight edge. Listen, people don't understand how much perfume Jalen Hurts puts on the stench of the coaching staff. People do not understand how important he is. Hella like he just they bathe it in Jalen Hurts perfume. They live in large off Jalen Hurts for real. But I'm gonna go San Fran. That defense plays no matter who the quarterback is. That offense got a scheme that, they do what they do to protect their quarterback no matter who it is in there. I think Trey Lance might be the only one that wouldn't have been able to get the job done for them guys. But who knows had he got more time. San Fran, number 1. I'm going to get the Eagles number 2 over Dallas, man. That's not even being biased. I think Nick Sirianni is better than Mike McCarthy. We can start right there. Dallas, they talk a lot about Dallas defensive coordinator, but this ain't the same Dallas defense that we've seen, you know what I'm saying, the first 6 weeks of the season when we played them week 6. This is a different Dallas defense.
Okay, yeah. What about this?
When was the last time Slade made a big play? Get him out this game. Let him play man. Let him attack the ball.
So is he not able to make plans in zone? Can he not make plays in zone?
In zone. All right, let's look at it like this. I'm going to do this week. I'm going to find the season that Darius Slay played a lot of man. I'm pretty sure it was with the Detroit Lions. I'm going to find that season to where he played the most man, and I'm going to compare it to this season. He's playing zone, and I'm going to compare the amount of tackles. Darius Slay probably got the most damn tackles in his career the last 2 seasons because he playing in a wait and tackle system. He got a hell of a lot of pass breakups. Y'all sleeping on Slay. He got a lot of passes defending.
Who are you talking about? J Love? Are you talking about Jason Kelce? If he talking about Jason Kelce, I'm weak.
He talking about Slay. He need to get off that damn podcast because he's been slipping ever since he started uploading. That's cat.
Wait, Slay got a podcast?
Yeah, Slay got a joint on volume. That joint is lit. I like Slay podcast.
I didn't know Slay had a podcast.
He do it after this.
Well, that's the goddamn problem. Kelce over here podcasting instead of talking with Minshew about the snap count.
Oh, let's talk about
podcasting.
Kelce, I got to keep it real about Kelce, man. I honestly think I'm a huge Kelce fan. Nobody will never say nothing wrong about Kelce, which is why we will never get confirmation on this. I think he'd be forgetting the snap count. I'm telling you, I think he'd be forgetting it. Anytime the whole damn line move and you still got the ball, I think he'd be forgetting it. You know what I mean? When you look at the Tennessee Titans game, we had way too many penalties. And when they say false start on 69 or 65, 62, they going to automatically get it because they moved. I think that our center be forgetting the snap count sometime. I think he do. It's probably going to be an unpopular take, but that's the only explanation I can see for an offensive line being this good, going through some of the mental lapses that they've gone through.
Yeah, okay. Darius Brown. What about week 2? Yeah, week 2. Week 2. September. We in 2023, baby. Well, we need big plays the most. We are not getting them. We needed a bigger play Slay moment versus Dallas. We needed a big play Slay moment versus the Saints, especially since we knew the offense wasn't scoring, and we ain't get one. That's week 2. We got to go all the way back to week 2.
My man Silas said the podcast ain't affecting Travis Kelce.
Right. The podcast ain't affecting him. Man, all these podcasts during the season be ready to give me a heart attack.
Shane with another $2. He said, I think CJG still lead the NFL in picks. We need our boy back. We definitely need him back because if you get Gardner Johnson back, who can also play the slot at a very, very high level, like he is like, I'm surprised they ain't extend him while he was hurt. You know what I mean? Like he plays safety. He plays slot just as good as he plays safety.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Josiah Scott don't see the field that much if he out there. You know what I mean? Just like he ain't see the field while Maddox was out there. Maddox makes this defensive scheme work. The defensive scheme looks so bad for real, because Maddox not out there. When Maddox is in there, he makes the defensive scheme work the way Gannon wants it to work. The problem is this. When you don't have all your guys, you can't play the same scheme. You got to play a simple scheme, best on best. And the dude be taking too long to adjust, man.
All right. My battery dying.
They said they like your woman cave.
If that's what y'all call it. Where that comment at?
J Love again. J Love, we're at the bottom.
Oh, appreciate you, J Love. J Love been on point. I'm rocking with J Love because he been saying everything I've been thinking. Appreciate you, J Love. Brunson, we gotta get to wrapping this up.
No, facts.
The main thing, the question that was posed on the thumbnail: do we have to have, in your mind, whether Jalen plays or does not play? If Jalen plays and he's not all the way there. If Jalen plays, but Jonathan Gannon screws us up and the defense is terrible against the Giants, do we have to have the number 1 seed to succeed?
Yes, you do. You do. Now I know you went to a Phillies game. I know you went to an Eagles game. You went to the only home game we lost this year.
Okay, but why you putting me on black?
I'm just saying. What was the atmosphere like though? What was the atmosphere like though? You see what I'm saying?
For me, because we was turned up at the tailgate. I was lit.
Right. You know, that's what I'm saying.
But no,
everybody
else was dead in the water.
Yeah, I mean, of course, because the game wasn't going the way we wanted. This is the thing, though. That crowd is different. That atmosphere is different. That playoff atmosphere is different. Being at home in the playoffs benefits us more than it does any other team. San Fran probably on the same level, but playing at the Link in the playoffs is different. We need it. We need all the help we could get. We're not 100% healthy. You know what I mean? We feed off of that. You got guys like CJ Gardner-Johnson coming back that feed off that. Hurts feed off the crowd. Lane feed off the crowd. You know what I mean? We need all of we need it all. We need to be able to listen. We was home last week. We home this week for the Giants game. We will be able to get a bye. We'll be able to come home for another playoff game. That's like 5 straight weeks of sleeping in your bed. That matters for athletes to be able to go home and not have to travel, especially around this time. We need it.
I agree. I think the biggest thing, it's not even the home field for me, it's that rest week. Lane Johnson is nursing an injury. CJ Gardner-Johnson can use all the rest he can get with his injury. Jalen Hurts, even if he comes back this week and looks good, looks great, he still needs rest. Dudes I feel like those are the only guys coming back, right? Jalen, Lane, and CJ. Everybody else is.
I don't think Lane playing this week though.
Oh no! I mean for the playoffs.
Oh yeah. Jalen, CJ. And I think Maddox come back. Robert Quinn should be coming back as well.
Robert Quinn wasn't doing nothing.
But Sweat, you need him now.
Sweat said he's playing.
Sweat said he playing.
Sweat tweeted, "I'm gonna see y'all this season."
Yeah, but I don't know if that's Sunday or in the first round. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna see y'all in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. Dude might not come back to the NFC Championship game. He had to go to the hospital
for depth. But I'm just saying, Robert Quinn, I was all lit and piped up, turned up when we made that.
I was hyped too.
I just haven't been seeing much from him. Somebody said something about Kaiser White. Yeah, Kaiser White, he fell off. But the health. We need to get back healthy. And we've overcame so many injuries throughout the season and won so many games injured that people think that we are just now facing injuries. No, baby, no. We've been overcoming our injuries. We've had injuries and just been winning, okay? So people are acting like, oh, the Eagles been spoiled. They just now facing injuries. No, Cardinals game, we had our 3rd string center out there. Cardinals game. Avonte Maddox has been hurt this season. Dallas Goedert has been hurt. Jordan Davis has been hurt. Obviously, Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Robert started the season without Derek Barnett.
Right.
So don't talk to me about no goddamn injuries.
Any season when you lose your quarterback for 2 games, you know what I mean? That's adversity in itself.
So this week, I'm just like, I know the Giants said that they are not playing their starters. And I'm just heartbroken that we even have to discuss them resting their starters. But my thing is, of course, you're going to say that in the press conference. You're not going to come in the press conference and say, oh, we're resting. Of course, you're going to say in the press conference, we're playing our starters. So I'm not even taking that in any account. We'll see Thursday when that injury report comes out. And if everybody's on, did not practice, limited participant, we'll see then. But one thing I will tell you, why would you play Daniel Jones when you know you getting at least 5 sacks? He getting hit at least 5 times.
Let's talk about that real quick. Listen, they got to play their starters, man. That's just how the game played. It would make them. Nothing would make them more. Listen, we embarrassed them last time we seen them number 1. Nothing would make them more happy than saying that they're the ones.
LB.
They know they're going home in the first round. They know it's a wrap.
Last year, we lost to Dallas, and we rested our starters. It wasn't important for us to get a win against Dallas.
It's important. The Giants can make us go from 1 to 5. That's important. That's important. That's important. They could really make our journey. Listen, we've been the favorites all year. They could make our journey difficult. It's important, man. I would want to do it. If I was in the Giants position, I would play the starters and try to knock us down to 5. People do not forget the competitive nature of these coaches and how they view the game. That's just how the game played. To spoil us would be, listen, I hope they play their starters. They would be fools not to. You know what I mean? They would be fools not to. What's more of a test before you go in the playoffs the next week to go out there and play? Now, they might play some type of vanilla. They might not give it their all, but these guys going to want to go against some real competition because the playoffs start next week. We got to win. We got to play our starters. It don't matter what they do.
All right, birds. This is it. This whole offseason, all the fun, all the joy, all the trades, getting HAASON REDDICK, trading for A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts looking like the MVP, starting 8-0, breaking records, all the fun. The season is now at week 18, and she is getting real. So we are just going to let Sunday at 4 p.m. talk. At this point, it's nothing more we can say until after Sunday. It's nothing more.
Facts. There's nothing else to be said.
It's nothing else to be said.
And you know what? We need this break as content creators. We need to buy ourselves too. You know what I mean? So we can make some content about our opponent and not talk about the loss or the win or whatever. So we need this buy as well.
We need this buy. We can have some great buy. And the saddest thing, I had so much good. I was preparing my little calendar like we beat the Saints. I had my little stuff lined up for this week as if we was not needing the Giants, as if we were number 1 seed. I had number 1 seed content lined up for this week. Not over here crying about this new content.
Right. I was listen. I was supposed to have my division champ shirt by this time. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to have it, wearing it all week until the playoffs started. But, we're going to leave it on this note, man. We definitely going to keep playing for DeMar Hamlin, man. We all hoping for the best, man. Man, that's still a tough one for real to even think about. But we're going to see.
All right, y'all. Y'all know where to find him. Y'all know where to find me. If y'all don't, then shoot. I don't know where y'all be. I'm just playing. But y'all can find him, LB, Lord Brunson. Y'all can find me, Symone with the Sports, SYMONE with the Sports. It's on the screen, y'all. Sunday at 4 p.m. Keep your Eagles fans in your life near and dear and close to you because, y'all, these 2 losses have been weighing heavy on my spirit.
Facts.
It's been 3 weeks since I've seen a win. Let's go, Birds. Let's go, Jalen. Let's go, Minshew. Let's go, whoever's on the center. Man.